Hi there, guys. As you can tell by the title here on the video, it's I'm making this video about copyright, and it's kind of like it leads on from the partnership question that he asked, and I promise this will be the last video on this subject. Incidentally, thank you very much for everybody that's taken time to respond to that video and give me your opinions on the partnership. It really, all the opinions and comments and videos that have been left have really helped me tremendously. But obviously there's the most resounding thing that is coming across is music being played. Okay, now if I ever applied for partnership and was told that on the basis of me being allowed to become a partner, I would have to stop putting music in the background. And as you can see, there's no music in the background here now. It wouldn't be an issue at all. It wouldn't be an issue whatsoever. However, I would like somebody to try and clarify this for me, because and I'm not trying to be cocky or smart or anything like that, because it's a genuine question. I'm in my third year of a law degree. And I've got a few more years to go. And a friend of mine owns a t-shirt making company, but it's for his company, and he does logos and stuff like that there. And he phoned me up one day and he said to me, he said, "Listen, I get people phoning me up all the time and asking me to make t-shirts with, say, like a football team logo on it." And he says, can I go ahead and do that because of the copyright issues? Now, I didn't know the answer to it, so I spoke to my law professor and I said to him about it. And he was going through all these different things, scenarios about that particular situation. And copyright is an incredibly grey area. It's not as black and white as saying, in most cases, it's not as black and white as saying your infringement of somebody else's copyright. Now, my question about the music thing is, I can understand YouTube turning around and saying, right, you mustn't put I went out in the car the other day and I took the camera with me so that I could put a video up on YouTube showing Durham, where I live, type of thing. Now, if I brought that video back and put it on, and when I was in the car I was doing a little bit of talking, like a little bit of a tour guide type of thing of where Durham is, but if I brought that back and cut out my talking and put a song over the top of it, a complete song over the top of it, I could understand why that could be construed as copyright infringement, because it would be easier for somebody to copy that track. However, if I make a video like this and I'm playing music in the background, music that I've purchased, so therefore I own the rights to that particular track. Obviously not the same rights that the artist of the track does, but I've put my money into the artist to have his permission to play that music, and the record label's permission to play that music. And so therefore, if YouTube are saying you can't play music in the background, then that type of law then could be, you mustn't play your music in the car either, because when you're driving down the street, if somebody else hears that music, you're infringement of somebody else's copyright. That's not the case, not yet anyway. So is it the case that playing music in the background quite low, see, I don't see how that would be an infringement of copyright, because nobody can copy that track off me. Well, they could do, but the quality would be diabolic, and then 9 times out of 10 I've got to cut and edit videos, so the whole track's not even in the background, not even in the video in any case. Like I said, it's not really that's not an issue for me. If I went for the partnership thing, you know, if YouTube were really adamant about it and turned around and said, you know, right, okay, you've got to knock the music on the head, that it wouldn't be a problem. But I'm just a person of principle, and I just need an explanation about that thing, you know, because to me personally, I can see that there's two clear differences between making a video, cutting the sound and laying a track on top of it, and making a video, a talking video, and having some music play in the background at quite a low level. There's two very, very separate differences in that. Maybe that's just my stupid logic. I don't know, but is that the way most, you know, for people who have really got into this partnership and really know the ins and outs of the copyright, is that the case? You know, even music playing in the background low, is that forbidden on the videos? Because here's another thing. If I applied for partnership, then is that to say then that YouTube would say, right, you've got to go through your back, you've got to go back over all the tracks you've made and back over all the videos that you've made and remove the ones that contain music in the background? Because as a matter of fact, there's only one video I ever made where I put music over the top, and that you know, that's a good example now to think about it. It was the one about I showed photographs of me when I was in the army, and you know, running and doing all that there in comparison to what I'm like now, and that was music. I can understand YouTube turning around and saying, right, you got to take that down, because I think the track that I put over there was the Black Eyed Peas or something like that. And I can understand them turning around saying, you got to take that down because that could be recorded, because that was a full track, I think. It was 3 odd minutes. So that's the questions on this video. And like I say, guys, I know this subject's probably boring you, because I do have a review that I was going to put up today, but I just wanted to put this last video out on the matter. So that's the two questions really. Does anybody know, you know, when YouTube say about the music, are they talking about even the likes of playing music in the background, or are they more concerned about laying music on top of a video? And second question is, if I was accepted into the YouTube partnership, is it likely that they would ask me to take down videos that I've made in the past that contained music in the background? Because if that were the case, then that would be pretty much my entire library taken down, and I don't really think that I would want to do that for the sake of extending a 10-minute video. On the flip side of this video, everybody is, you know, people have pointed out that, you know, you can make a little bit of money on the side of it. The money aspect of it is not an issue for me, although it's, you know, at the end of the day, if somebody gets a little bit of money for doing something that they enjoy doing, so be it. But that's not my reasoning for wanting to do the partnership. And any money that I did get, as Mr. Bit said in his video, he tends to put the money that he gets back into enhancing his videos. I think that's, if I did get accepted for it and I did apply for it, and did get accepted for it, that's what I would do with any money that came in as well. Like Carlos as well, It's Me Morpheus, I know that he puts a lot of his money back into his videos and giveaways and all sorts of things. Same as John Rettinger. So that's it, guys. Last video on the subject, I promise. Next video that I'm going to put up, I'll probably put it up tonight actually, will be it's actually a game review for the iPod Touch. A company got in touch with me and asked me to do the review for them, and I've done that. Okay guys, thanks very much for being patient with me and supporting me and stuff like that, and I really appreciate it. I know that these videos can maybe be a little bit boring about partnerships and what have you. Thanks very much guys, bye.